My loving audience take my love and subscribes my channel. Okay, let's get real for a second here. Have you ever stopped to wonder if the biggest threat in a place like Fairmont Crest is an actual person, or is it just a really well-kept secret? Well, think about it for a second. We've all been watching Andre Richardson, a man who basically has everything anyone could ever want, right? But lately, he's starting to act like he's losing his mind. And all over what? A simple wedding gift? But is it really just a gift, or is it a cold, hard reminder that you can't ever truly run away from who you used to be? Lately, the tension in Beyond the Gates has been through the roof. It honestly feels like we're all just sitting here, holding our breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And trust me, when that shoe finally hits the floor, it's going to be loud enough for everyone in town to hear. Today, we are digging really deep into these crazy new spoilers. We have to look at why Andre is suddenly on his knees, basically begging Heather Armstrong of all people to keep their secret quiet. And even more importantly, why is he so terrified that she might actually hurt Dani? If you think this is just your typical soap opera drama, you haven't been paying close enough attention. This is a high-stakes game of survival, and right now, it looks like Andre is losing. Let's look at the facts first, because the funny thing is, Andre Richardson has always been a bit of a mystery, hasn't he? We know he's part of the Richardson family and he's been the resident playboy, but 2026 is turning out to be the year his perfect little world just falls apart. He's built this whole life with Dani Dupree, and they are supposed to be that couple, the one everyone looks up to. But the problem with building a life on a foundation of lies is that eventually, the cracks start to show. For Andre, those cracks didn't start with a big explosion. They started with a bottle of champagne and an unmarked wedding gift. Now, most people would be thrilled to get a late wedding present, right? But Andre? His hands were literally shaking. Why? Because on this show, an anonymous gift isn't a kindness. It's a warning. It's someone saying, "I see you." And the scary part is, Andre knows exactly who is looking. I really feel for Dani in all of this. She thinks she's finally found some stability after all the mess with her ex-husband, Bill. She has no idea that the man sleeping right next to her every night is a total stranger. In my opinion, Andre isn't just camera shy because he's modest or humble. I think he's in hiding. Think about his backstory for a minute. He lost his parents in a plane crash and inherited a double fortune. Doesn't that sound just a little too perfect? It's almost like he's reading from a script. I'm starting to think that his wealth is actually a target. He's terrified of being photographed because he doesn't want someone from his lost time to find him. And guess what? Someone just did. Now, we have to talk about the absolute force of nature that just walked back into town, Heather Armstrong. Just saying her name should send a chill down your spine, honestly. She's back to tie up loose ends, and we all know what that means in Fairmont Crest. Heather isn't here for some warm family reunion. They call her the Impaler for a reason. She's a schemer, she's dangerous, and for some reason, she and Andre have a history that none of us knew anything about. This is where it gets really interesting. The spoilers suggest that Andre is going to go to Heather and literally beg her to stay quiet. Can you even imagine that? A man of his status on his knees begging a woman like Heather? It shows you just how desperate he's become. He's willing to make a deal with the devil just to keep Dani safe. But is he really protecting Dani, or is he just protecting the lie that keeps him in her bed? Psychologically, Andre is in a really dark place right now. He's experiencing what I'd call the insecurity of the imposter. He feels like he doesn't truly belong in the world of the Duprees, the black royalty of Fairmont Crest. He's constantly looking over his shoulder. Every time he sees a camera, he sees a threat. Every time he sees an unmarked package, he sees his past coming to collect a debt. And now, he's making secret phone calls and taking secret meetings just to try and get ahead of the situation. But you can't get ahead of a storm that's already inside your house, can you? Don't you think it's weird that he's trusting Heather of all people? He picks the most dangerous woman he knows to be his confidant. That tells me their secret is absolutely massive. It's not just some old flame or a bad breakup. It's something that could land him in jail, or worse. What do you guys think? Is Andre actually a good guy who just made some big mistakes, or is he a predator who's finally been caught? I've been reading your theories, and I'm leaning toward the idea that he's a witness to something huge. Maybe that plane crash that killed his parents wasn't an accident after all. If he's the only one who knows the truth, then that inheritance isn't a gift, it's hush money. And Heather might be the only one who knows exactly where the bodies are buried. And then there's the bomb that's about to explode. A mystery woman is going to show up in town with a young boy, and she's going to tell Andre, "This is your son." Can you even imagine the look on his face? He's been fighting so hard to keep his past hidden, and now his past is literally standing in front of him, holding a child's hand. This is the ultimate betrayal for someone like Dani. She values loyalty more than anything else in the world. If she finds out he's been hiding a whole other family, it's over. No amount of black royalty status can fix that kind of damage. Do you think Dani will even give him a chance to explain, or is this the end of the line for them? It's actually kind of tragic when you think about Dani's current state. She's already carrying so much on her shoulders. She's got Naomi's medical diagnosis weighing on her. She's feeling the guilt of her own one-night stand with Bill in that elevator. She's basically a walking nerve ending right now. And now, the man she trusts most is begging a criminal not to harm her. Why would he think Heather would harm her? That's the question that keeps me up at night. Does Heather have a real reason to want Dani gone, or is Andre just projecting his own fear? In my view, Heather doesn't do anything for free. If Andre wants her to stay quiet, he's going to have to give her something big. And I don't think money is going to be enough this time. The way this show is written is just brilliant. They don't just give you one problem, they stack them up like a house of cards. You've got the medical drama, the infidelity, the secret pasts, and now a dangerous newcomer. It's like a psychological pressure cooker. I think the writers are trying to show us that even behind the most beautiful gates, people are still just human and messy. Andre is the perfect example of that. He's tried so hard to curate this perfect image, but he forgot that life is unedited. You can't just crop out the parts you don't like. Eventually, someone is going to see the full frame. I actually disagree with people who say Andre is just a villain. I think he's someone who is profoundly lonely. He lost his parents. He's lived all over the world, and he's never really had a home. Fairmont Crest was supposed to be his sanctuary. Dani was supposed to be his peace. But you can't have peace when you're at war with your own history. By bargaining with Heather, he's basically handing her the keys to his life. And we all know Heather isn't going to just sit in the passenger seat. She's going to take the wheel and drive him right off a cliff if it suits her. What happens next is anyone's guess, but I have a few predictions. I think Ted Richardson knows way more than he's letting on. There's a reason he's intervening. There's a reason he crossed the line with Nicole recently. The Richardsons are a powerful family, but they are also a paranoid one. If Andre's secret gets out, it doesn't just hurt him, it hurts the entire family brand. Ted might be the one who eventually has to clean up Andre's mess. But at what cost? And will Dani ever be able to look at Andre the same way again? The emotional stakes for Dani are just heartbreaking. She's trying so hard to be the mom eager and the supportive wife. She's dealing with her sister Nicole's drama, her daughter's health issues, and her own lingering feelings for Bill. She is stretched so thin right now. If Andre really loved her, he'd be honest with her. But instead, he's making deals with the Impaler. It's a classic case of a man trying to fix things without realizing he's just making them worse. He thinks he's being a protector, but he's actually being a coward. Don't you agree that honesty is a lot harder than begging a stranger for silence? I also want to touch on the camera shy thing again because I think it's the key to everything. The spoilers say a photo is going to slip through the cracks, and that's how he gets recognized. In a world of social media and constant surveillance, trying to stay invisible is almost impossible. It's like trying to hold back the ocean with a plastic bucket. Andre is a professional photographer. He knows how power works. He knows that the person with the camera has all the control. But now the lens is pointed directly at him, and he doesn't have a filter strong enough to hide the truth anymore. As we move forward, keep a close eye on Vanessa McBride. She's already digging into Heather. Vanessa is like a dog with a bone. Once she smells a secret, she won't stop until she finds the source. If she finds out about Andre and Heather's connection before Dani does, things are going to get messy. Vanessa is Dani's best friend, but she's also a realist. She's not going to let her friend be played for a fool. I can see a massive confrontation coming between Vanessa and Andre. And honestly, my money is on Vanessa. So, let's recap this disaster. Andre is being stalked by anonymous gifts. A mystery ex is on the way with his child. Heather Armstrong is back in town with loose ends and a very dangerous nickname. And Andre is so scared he's begging for mercy. This is the definition of must-watch week. Every single person in Fairmont Crest is about to be affected by this. And the fallout? It's going to be legendary. The gates are finally swinging open, and I don't think anyone is ready for what's coming through them. I have to ask you guys, do you think Andre's double fortune is actually blood money? And if Heather is the impaler, who do you think she's planning to pierce next? Drop your wildest theories in the comments. I love reading what you guys come up with. It makes watching the show so much more fun. And before I go, let's talk about that scene where Andre begs Heather not to harm Dani. That phrasing is so specific, isn't it? It implies that Heather has the power to do physical or emotional damage. Does she know something about Dani's past too, or is she just that ruthless? Heather has already told her brother Joey that she's back for business, not pleasure. If Dani gets in the way of that business, she becomes a target. Andre knows this. He's seen what people like Heather can do. He's probably seen it firsthand during his lost time. That's why he's so terrified. He knows that in Heather's world, people aren't human beings, they are just leverage. This is why I love soaps like Beyond the Gates. They take these affluent, perfect families and they strip away the glamour until all that's left is raw human desperation. Andre Richardson is a man who had everything, and now he has nothing but a secret and a prayer. It's a long way down from the top of the Richardson family tree, and it looks like Andre is about to take the fall. But wait, there is so much more to this story. You see, Andre has been living in absolute fear ever since Heather returned to Fairmont Crest. He knows she is one of the very few people who actually understands the truth about what he did in Paris. His worst nightmare finally comes true when she seeks Dani out in person. Heather doesn't hold back. She reveals the secret Andre tried so hard to bury in Paris. She explains to Dani that he's been keeping her in the dark about an extremely important part of his life. Andre desperately wanted to be the one to tell Dani himself, but he waited way too long. He allowed someone else to tell the story first, and that is a mistake he might never be able to fix. Dani is left completely stunned after hearing everything from Heather. For her, the biggest betrayal might not even be whatever happened in Paris, it's the fact that Andre chose to hide it from her for so long. Andre is probably going to plead for another chance. He'll insist that he truly loves her and that he only kept the secret because he was terrified of losing her. But can you really blame Dani for questioning everything he's ever told her? Even if she still has feelings for him, rebuilding that trust could be nearly impossible. This revelation might be the thing that finally pushes Dani to walk away and leave Andre to face the consequences of his lies all by himself. And then there's the kiss. Oh, the kiss. Viewers have been wondering for weeks what Andre is hiding and what the clue is with Heather. Well, the truth is finally coming out, and it's messy. Andre and Heather share a complicated romantic history from long before Dani was ever in the picture. They were lovers in Paris. Andre hoped that chapter was closed forever, but Heather's return made that impossible. And then, Dani unexpectedly walks in at the worst possible moment. She sees them. She sees Andre kissing Heather. She is absolutely stunned. For Dani, this isn't just about an ex-girlfriend anymore. She now believes the man she trusted has completely betrayed her. She thinks he's been deliberately hiding his history with Heather while still being involved with her. Andre might try to explain it away. He might say Heather initiated it, or that there's more to the story than what Dani saw. But after seeing it with her own eyes, Dani might find it impossible to ever trust him again. Heather's return might have accomplished exactly what Andre feared most. It destroyed his relationship with Dani. Now he has to decide, does he reveal his entire past and fight for her, or does he risk losing her forever? Think about the Dupree family for a second. They aren't just going to sit back and watch this happen. Spoilers for Friday, August 14th, reveal that Dani is going to be interrogated. Anita, Vernon, and Nicole, the whole crew, are going to corner her and grill her. She'll have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. How is she going to respond to this family ambush? And while Dani is being interrogated, Andre is across town having a secret rendezvous. It sounds like he's finally meeting with his stalker. Is it Heather? Most fans seem to think so. And don't forget about Joey Armstrong. He's going to call his sister Heather out on her behavior. He knows she's up to no good in the DMV, and he's done playing games with her. But is she done playing games? It sounds like she's just getting started. Joey might even warn her to stay away from Vanessa McBride, but will she listen? Speaking of Vanessa, she's busy meeting Deanna's new man, Nick. He's a wannabe rock star turned clinic manager. Is he good enough for her daughter? We'll have to see. The weekly spoilers for August 17th to 21st show that things are only getting more explosive. Andre is going to be yanked straight back into a past he thought he buried. He won't be able to control how it resurfaces. Meanwhile, Vernon Dupree isn't going to sit quietly while Bill's intentions toward Dani stay murky. He wants answers right now. By Wednesday, Dani and Andre might decide the rules don't apply to them and color outside the lines. What does that even mean in Fairmont Crest? And by the end of the week, Andre is going to issue a threat that nobody is going to forget. It really feels like a pressure cooker, doesn't it? Fairmont Crest isn't a gated community, it's a trap. Between Bill's medical scare, Vernon's wrath, and Andre's secrets, someone is bound to snap soon. Will it be Haley? Tomas? Or Vernon? And what about the fans' thoughts? One fan, Ms. Lady D, pointed out that Andre never wanted his pictures on social media because he knew he'd be found. Another fan, Freeman Melba, said she knew Dani was the mark and that Andre was just a playboy in Paris. Some fans even think Dani has no business judging Andre because of her own history with Bill in that elevator. What do you think? Is Dani being too hard on him, or is Andre getting exactly what he deserves? It's a mess, and we are here for every single second of it. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the scandals and secrets of Fairmont Crest, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps us out. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications. We are here every single day talking about Beyond the Gates, and you do not want to miss our next update. Things are only going to get crazier from here. What are your final thoughts on Andre and Heather? Can their secrets stay buried, or is it already too late? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you there. Stay tuned, because the drama is just getting started, and you know we'll be here to cover it all. See you next time. Well, think about it, if you were in Dani's shoes, would you be able to look past the secret that spans across an entire ocean? Imagine finding out that your husband, the man you thought was your rock, spent years as a high-flying playboy in Paris while you were struggling with your own life. And the funny thing is, he didn't just have a past, he had a past with a woman like Heather Armstrong. It's not just a romantic history, it's a history that Andre was willing to beg for. The more I look at the sources, the more I realize that Andre's fear isn't just about his reputation. It's about his identity. If he admits to what he did in Paris, he's admitting that the modest photographer image he sold to the Duprees is a complete lie. He's not the man who lost everything and found a new life, he's the man who walked away from a mess and hoped it would never catch up. But in Fairmont Crest, the past is like a shadow, it's always there, just waiting for the sun to hit the right angle. One more thought, what if the anonymous gifts aren't from Heather at all? What if there's another person from Andre's past who's even more dangerous? It would be a classic soap twist. Just when you think you know who the villain is, someone else steps out of the shadows. Think about it, if Andre is that scared of Heather, imagine how he'd react to someone who's even worse. It's a terrifying possibility. Okay, now I'm definitely going. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Wait, I almost forgot to mention Chelsea and Kat. They're trying to use fashion as a distraction, but it's not working for long. Even the fashion world in Fairmont Crest is full of drama. It seems like nobody can escape the chaos, no matter how hard they try. Alright, for real this time, see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the like button. Bye. One last question, do you think Andre truly loves Dani? Or is she just part of the role he's playing? It's a question that a lot of fans are asking. If he really loved her, wouldn't he have been honest with her from the start? It's a tough one. But either way, the truth is coming out, and their relationship is on the line. Okay, I'm leaving. See you in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.